Anyone who flies frequently for business knows how hard it is to arrive looking fresh and pressed. So what are the secrets to arriving in the boardroom unrumpled? Here to tell us is WSJ Style reporter Ray Smith. Hi, Ray. Great to see you.
Thank you.
So when you were reporting this story, did you find that many travelers have their own little tricks of the trade?
Yes, absolutely, they do.
You even have one. What's your trick?
I tend to bring a very portable steamer with me. It's almost like an iron, but it's a little smaller, and it packs easily, and it works.
That sounds great. And people have the shower trick, too? Does that
The shower trick. It actually does. If you turn the water, really hot, up high, and you close the door and leave it out there and hanging, it should get those wrinkles out.
And other people swear by folding with the dry cleaning plastic?
Yes, that also helps because it protects it from getting crumpled, so that does help.
That's good. And of course, the roll is another fabulous trick.
The roll is a good trick. I mean, people would think that wouldn't work because you feel like you're rolling something, you're crumpling it up, but it does sort of make the clothing, able to recover faster.
Depending on the material.
Depending on the material.
All right, so we have a little business outfit here, Ray.
Yes.
If you would, show us how we should properly deal with it. Let's start with the sport coat, because you're probably going to be wearing this on the plane, right? Your jacket.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
Should you try to pack it? Should you wear it? Should you keep it on? What do you do with it?
No, you should take it off immediately, actually. And then what you do is once you take it off, you can either ask a flight attendant if you can hang it up in the front, if they can hang it up for you. If not, then you should probably put it in the overhead bin and make sure that you put it on top of all the other luggage. So wait till everybody's put their stuff in because you don't want it to be at the bottom where it's going to get crushed and trampled on.
And how would you fold it then?
So you would actually, first of all, a lot of people would recommend that you turn it inside out.
Ooh, okay.
Because that protects the front from the exterior from being wrinkled.
Ah, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good idea.
And then you can either lay it on top flat like so, sorry, like this, or you can fold it over once, and that should be good in terms of not getting too wrinkled.
Okay, great. So this is something I'm going to be taking with me on the plane and dealing with on the plane. I'm going to put it aside for a moment.
Sure.
Now, we're packing our pants and our shirt.
Yes.
Any preference on what we should start with?
Sure. One rule of thumb, especially for things like pants and even jackets, is to do the folding once over, to just fold once over. You don't have to fold a lot of times with this kind of garment. The other thing is if you have sort of any kind of hangers or with any kind of felt guard or something that's not sort of hard, because what you're going to try to avoid is having this crease when you fold it over.
Right.
For instance, if this is not a suitcase where you can hang something, but if you do have a garment bag or if you have a suitcase that's large enough where you can hang, you would get a hanger with that kind of object, with that sort of cushioning so that it doesn't get creases. Otherwise, what you'll do is the fold over once. And you can simply lay it there, but you don't want it to be under a lot of things. You might want to leave this for last or second to last.
The pants for second to
Yes,
last? Okay,
yes,
all right.
absolutely.
So I'll put these aside for a second. So you would just like that.
You can fold it over once.
Or once more if you have
Yes,
room.
and if it's too small or if the luggage is too small to do the once over, you might do it another time. But you want to be careful because once you start folding and folding over, that's going to sort of lead
more
to
creases.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So our tie. How should we pack our tie?
Now, a lot of people have different interesting theories on the tie, and I heard from one gentleman who told me that he rolls his ties up and puts them in his shoes.
Oh, interesting.
Which is interesting. And the good thing about ties, especially when it's depending on the material, they won't crease that much depending on how you roll them, but rolling is a good method, whether you're going to stick them in your shoes.
I like that because that looks like a nice little compact package to put right inside
absolutely,
the
absolutely.
shoe.
And it works especially well with, for instance, this is a knit tie, so it works especially well with knit ties versus silk. You can still do it with silk.
Speaking of materials, are there certain materials that you recommend we look for when we're looking for clothes that travel well?
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes the clothes will market themselves as wrinkle resistant, and they'll have wrinkle resistant finishes or
and many
properties.
Men's lines carry specific travel-friendly.
Many men's lines and some women's lines as well, some high-end women's lines as well. So be on the lookout for those.
So I've never folded a shirt facing this way. So I have a little interesting little trial here.
Yes, so you can absolutely.
You go this way. You do the arms first.
Right, absolutely. And you can also fold. You can start folding at this point as well.
Oh, yes. And if you can fit it in like that, then you're
Right.
good.
Absolutely. And if you want to protect the front, you can also do this with the arms.
Right. There you go. Look at that.
And then you start getting the sort of the situation where you can easily sort of do the once over and put it on, lay the shirt
and
last.
then if you were, lay it last, but if you needed to make it a little bit smaller, would you then go that way?
You could go this way.
You can go that way.
You can start going this way because again, you're focusing on keeping this
yes,
area
this part.
here.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I see
absolutely.
That. Fantastic advice, Ray. I think the first thing I'm going to do is invest in a little steamer.
Yes, yes.
But thank you so much. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.